So this model of printer is the UCJV 300, which is the UV, the new Mimaki UV printer, CMYK and 2 whites. So again, daily maintenance and the Christmas shutdown. So go into menu, down to maintenance, and then over to station, carriage out, and then we need to do head maintenance because then you can get access to the station and the head at the same time. Press enter, and then the carriage will slowly move across to the left hand side of the printer. So we've got the cleaning fluid, which again is part of your kit, where you get the swabs and the pipette, and it's obviously specific for the UV printer. So it can seem, depending on your environment, it can seem a bit dark in this, but it's important not to use an LED torch because there is a chance that that could fix the ink to the printhead. So on this printer, there's a little gap, and these particular special swabs are angled to get into the gap around the framework of the printhead. And again, you're just doing the framework. It's important not to touch the surface of the printhead. So you can see quite a bit comes off. What I tend to do then on these black ones is remove all the excess fluid and clean it, and then more cleaning solution, and again just clean around the framework of the head carriage, again just to stop any build up, because what will happen is if you're printing to a white material, then obviously you'll get light, UV light flashing back, and it'll fix any ink to the carriage. So it's important to keep on top and keep all that nice and clean. The other thing that you can also do at this point is, if you've got some like alcoholic wipes, is obviously just clean the UV lamps. You can move the carriage a little bit and just clean the frame of the glass frame, just again to stop any dirt being fixed, because then that'll obviously, if that gets frosted or clouded, it'll affect the curing of the ink. Once you've done that area, you can close that up and then come to the station bit. And in this area, it's very similar to probably any other printer that you've had, is obviously the wiper blade, which is the most important bit, as this is the only thing that comes into contact with the printhead. So this should be nice and clean and not showing any signs of damage. If it is, replace it. I know there's a cost involved, but it is probably one of the most important parts on the printer. So you can clean the front wiper blade, but then there's also one at the back, and the idea is this one at the back wipes the front one. So again, both need to be spotless. So once you've done the wiper blade, we now need to do the rubber seals on the cap. Again, important because this is where it gets an airtight seal to the surface of the printhead. And with this printer having white, the white one can always seem quite messy, so once I've took the thick off, I'll just get a dry swab and then just clean it so it's all nice and clean. And with the Christmas break, what I'd also do is just get your pipette and I'd put some cleaning solution into the cap, just so that drains down through all the pipe work into the pump and into the waste bottle, and just stops any blockages from occurring. The other thing that's important to do is obviously on the capping station you've got these sponges. So if you take a cloth and this really should be done on a daily basis as well, but you can see where I've got quite a lot of ink from that one. So it just makes these sponges last longer. And then once you've completed that, just left out, press enter, the carriage will come back across. One other thing to bear in mind with the UV printer, which you'll know about, is to obviously shake the white cartridges, because obviously it separates. So when you know you're shutting down, give them a good shake on your last day, and then the first thing you should do when you come back in the new year is shake the cartridges again, and then I would then do this procedure again before you start printing. One thing you need to also make sure just before you break down screws, that all your 8 slots have actually got cartridges in and they've all got enough ink to get through the 2-week break. So as long as they've all got 20% and above, then that should be fine for the Christmas shutdown. And the last remaining check that you need to do is just make sure you check your waste bottle. It's not going to fill your waste bottle while you're on holiday, but just make sure you've got at least 50% space, because you don't want it overflowing while you're away. Once the carriage has come back across, you'll see that you've gone back to your station maintenance menu, and then all you need to do is left arrow out until you get to the local page. So once you're back to your local page, you can just press and hold and power off, and that's your away for Christmas.